And thank you very much, Donna, for that very nice introduction. And here we are at Barry Memorial Field for the 13th year in a row. We're here at Barry Field in the Park Square section of Woonsocket, and this is the 122nd annual Woonsocket High School commencement exercises, WNRI's 13th. And joining me once again this year is from the Woonsocket High School faculty, Danielle Dorado and Claudia Egan. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning, Romeo. Good morning, everyone. Beautiful day today.
Absolutely, indeed. And Claudia, good morning to you.
Good morning, Romeo. Good morning, Danielle. Well, here we are one more time in Barry Field. Kids look as spiffy as ever. I'm ready for the big event. How about you?
Absolutely. And as you can hear in the background, the band, the award-winning band, is playing the annual rendition of Pomp and Circumstance as the seniors are filing in. Boys on one side, girls on the other. We have a total of 302 seniors getting their diplomas this morning, Danielle and Claudia. 130 boys and 172 girls. Quite a list of names. Certainly not the highest number I've seen. And we've remarked about this in the last couple of years. The classes seem to be dwindling a little bit in size. We're going through one of those phases. But I can remember some years when we had over 450 graduates.
That's true, Romeo. I remember those days myself. And I think with our tougher standards of graduation and with so many students looking to change their plans in midstream, it's definitely added to the lower class numbers that we have. How do you feel about that, Danielle? Oh, absolutely. Although when you see with some of the younger grades, the 9th graders coming in, the classes seem to be getting a little bit larger once more. Hopefully those numbers will stay up there as they make it through their 4 years of high school. I noticed that some of the graduates come in, they seem to be a very spirited class. A lot of them are wearing hats that have been decorated with various things, I guess, that correspond to their way of life.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I saw one individual that I know well. His name is Tim Roy, and he's got a makeshift camera on top of his hat, his mortarboard. Is that the right term?
I think so. And
it reminds me a little bit of the Rhode Island School of Design graduations. I don't think they could have asked for better weather here at Barry Field. It's beautiful, clear skies. In fact, the temperature must be close to 80 already, and it's just a great day. Big cloud here as usual. And for our listeners just tuning in, you're listening to the 122nd commencement exercises originating live from Barry Memorial Field in Woonsocket as the Woonsocket High School class of '96 gets ready to receive their diplomas. Let's listen a little bit to some of Jimmy Castaldi's band. And it looks as if the ceremonies are about to begin. The seniors have basically filed in as we listen to the final chords of Pomp and Circumstance. Thank you. Thank you. Please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem. Members of the Woonsocket Police Department Color Guard will present the colors. The Star Spangled Banner. Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars fight for the wrong but we won. We're so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave. And as you can hear the crowd cheering, they're not only cheering for Jimmy Castaldi's band, they're also cheering for Mike Cain. Nice job, Claudia.
Absolutely, Romeo. And Mike Cain is pursuing a career in music as well. He'll be attending, I think it's Ithaca College, I believe. I don't think he's going to be majoring in oboe, of all things.
All right. Yeah, Mike Cain, what a great voice. Danielle, were you impressed with that rendition?
Oh, absolutely. And I heard him sing the other day at class day. He sang the whole Star-Spangled Banner. What a wonderful voice he has. He'll go very far, I think.
Yes, I think so. The police honor guard filing out as we await the welcoming remarks of Principal John Capaco. And Mr. Capaco is going to talk about how he has spent 6.5 years with this class. He became the vice principal of the Woonsocket Middle School when they were 6th graders. And he's going to talk a little bit about how close he got to this class and how he feels sometimes like a surrogate parent to some of the kids in the class. You'll be hearing this momentarily. Principal Capaco about ready to address the graduates.
Members of the class of 1996. This day is dedicated to you. It's a day that will encompass a wide range of emotions from excitement to happiness to sorrow to tears. As you say goodbye to Woonsocket High School, remember, as you walk across the stage and receive your diploma, you will become part of a long tradition of 122 years of academic excellence that Woonsocket High School has stood for. Be assured that the education that you have received has been of the highest standards and will become the foundation of your future successes. As you know, the door of Woonsocket High School is closing, but be assured that another door will open soon. That is the door of life that you are entering, in which will bring you many new and exciting challenges and opportunities. We at Woonsocket High School have been preparing you to master life's challenges. And there is no doubt in our professional opinions that you will be successful in your future endeavors because of the skills, competencies that you have acquired over the last 4 years. Each class has its unique identity. The class of 1996 is no exception. You'll be long remembered for your exemplary school spirit. You have always supported any school activity with enthusiasm that at times has been contagious to the staff of Woonsocket High School. Your numerous contributions in all areas, athletics, social, cultural, and philosophical, can be a benchmark that future classes can use as a barometer to gauge their successes and accomplishments. My relationship with the graduating class goes back over 6.5 years when I was first appointed principal of the 7th grade of the Woonsocket Junior High School in January 1991. I have been your educational leader since then. I have witnessed the transformation of the entire class. Your accomplishments and upbeat attitude has always been an inspiration to me both personally and professionally. I look to you as my kids. I helped you with your problems, shared your accomplishments, and felt your sorrows. We have become one at times. I was always there for you, and at times became your surrogate parent. The class of 1996 will be special and be a part of me forever. Never again will any class have one administrator for over 6.5 years. And because of this, our relationship has flourished. We have a special bonding that has lasted over time. It's been through your efforts that we have been able to continue the long and rich traditions of Woonsocket High School. Yes, this is a sad time. Sad because there is one last time we will be assembled as a class, but it's also a happy time. You have accomplished a major personal goal, acquiring the education that will be the foundation for your future life and successes. Okay. I congratulate you on your day, extend my personal wishes for continued success for a long and productive life, and I proudly say to you, go out and do good things and continue the Villanovan tradition.
And there it is, the principal's remarks, Principal John Capago addressing his class, basically, the class he started with when he first came to Woonsocket 6.5 years ago. And the graduates obviously appreciated his remarks, as you can hear in the background. Danielle, on the program, it looks as if the Salutatorian's address is next, and you have a little bit of information on Christine Melba.
I would like to present to you the Salutatorian of this year's graduating class, Miss Christine Marie Malbach.
Christine Malbach is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. Paul Malbach. She's been in the accelerated college prep program at Woonsocket High School for the past 4 years, and she attained a 96.22 average. She's a member of the Rhode Island and National Honor Society, and she has been on the math team, a member of the SAD group. She's been in the CYO. She's done all kinds of things, and she's going to pursue a career in biological sciences and intends to go into the medical field.
Dr. Jolin, Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Fortier, Chairman of the Woonsocket School Committee, Mr. Ward, Vice Chairman, other members of the school committee, administrators, faculty and staff, friends and family of the graduates, and of course, the class of 1996. Good morning and welcome. Throughout our days together at Woonsocket High School, we have experienced many good and happy times. But today marks the end of those times. It also marks the beginning of our futures. When we began our days as freshmen, our class was separated. Most of us were at the high school, but the rest remained at Park Place. The separation did not stop friendships or us from being a class. When we came to the high school, I can remember how big yet crowded it seemed to be, and only half of us were here then. Was I so surprised when 600 more people walked in the next day. It took time to find the quickest and safest ways to get to class. We also had fun trying to find and open our lockers. But by the time we were sophomores, we had become experts. We were no longer the little ones. We no longer had to sit in the far left corner for pep rallies. We graduated to sitting next to the band. As time went on, we grew closer as a class. We lost a few along the way and gained a few also. We took our PSATs as juniors and then were introduced to the beloved SATs. However, nothing can compare to the stress of our senior year. We rushed to meet college application deadlines, applied for every scholarship we could, and tried to have some fun along the way. But now, the days of sitting in the library are over. There will be no more lunch table gossip, no longer file out for a fire drill or sit in detention. We have sat in our last study hall. There will be no more morning or afternoon announcements. We no longer have to get changed for gym class or decorate our lockers with pictures of our friends or famous faces. There'll be no more pep rallies as the class of 1996. We are now grown up and on our own. But when we look back, we must smile and laugh at the sad times and cry at the good, but always remember them. Today, Friday, June 7th, 1996, marks the end of our days in Woonsocket school system. We are moving on. We are each headed on to many new and exciting endeavors. The future offers opportunities and challenges. We must take full advantage of the opportunities and overcome the challenges. Take the knowledge and lessons we have learned from our days in high school and achieve our goals. Algebra and chemistry may actually come in handy someday. The future looks bright. If we each take a small part in improving life,
There are only good days ahead. Strive for success, demand respect, and stop at nothing to get it. I believe in us and hope we each find success and happiness in our own lives. Graduation is a day to celebrate our achievements, as well as give recognition to those people who have helped us reach our goals. Thank you to all of our parents for their undying support and encouragement. Without them, we would not be here today. By helping out with homework, driving us to sporting events and rehearsals, they have been the behind-the-scenes crew in our lives. Must also give thanks to our teachers for helping us when needed. They stayed after school when asked, given extra credit to well-deserved effort, and have been our mentors and guides. Personally, I believe all my teachers have given me a treasure that is knowledge, and thank you for that. Must also thank those peers who have assisted in insurmountable ways. Our friends have been there when needed a shoulder to cry on and a hand to hold. They have helped with homework and projects and have been our pillars through all our hard times. We must also thank everyone else who has made this day possible. You are being rewarded along with us. We, the class of 1996, were the last class to be associated with the Woonsocket Junior High School. We're also the last to be affected by the split. We have grown close, and now it is time to say goodbye. I have enjoyed all the times we shared, and pleased to say I am a 1996 graduate of Woonsocket High School. In concluding, I would like to thank all the people who have made my life perfect. First, my parents. Mom and Dad, thank you for all your support and love through the years. Without you, I would not be here today. I love you. Amy, my little sister, you are great even though I don't say it enough. Patrick, my big brother, thank you for all the fun and exciting times. You were always there for me. And most of all, thank you for introducing me to MJ. Jocelyn, my favorite sister-in-law. No one could have asked for a better addition to the family. You're like the big sister I never had. And thank you to the rest of my family for being there when I need you. And all of my friends, I will remember everything we've shared here at Woonsocket. And also to everyone at Yield English Fish and Chip, you have been great to work with. And all my teachers, from Mrs. Karen to Mrs. Govan, you have each inspired me in some way. I will carry your memory with me forever. Thank you to God for giving me this wonderful life. And lastly, to you, the class of 1996. Thank you for all the memories. I will treasure all of them. Good luck and congratulations.
Well, there it is. Quite an address. Wouldn't you say that, Danielle?
Absolutely. It's a speech of gratitude. She thanks her teachers, her family, her friends, everyone.
And if the radio audience could see what's going on right now, why don't you describe it, Claudia?
Well, we've got beach balls flying, we've got bubbles flying around, we've got silly string being shot at one another. And amid it all, Jim Castaldi is trying to make his way to the podium so that he can lead the band in the Washington March.
Yes, that's coming up next, as we are bringing you live from Barry Memorial Field here in the south end of Woonsocket, Park Square section, the 122nd annual commencement exercises. This is Romeo Bruthium, and
I would like to present to you the award-winning Woonsocket High School Concert Band under the direction of Mr. James Castaldi, Mr. Kevin Pluff, who will be performing the Washington Post March. Mr. Castaldi?
And I think we'll let our listeners enjoy the music. This is an award-winning band. They recently came back with some national awards from Virginia. Listen up. Well, if you could have seen what was happening here.
I guess the gym classes did you well by teaching you volleyball.
While the band was playing, the kids were bouncing some beach balls, among other things.
I don't know if our next speaker can outdo what's been done so far with the volleyball match that we've had, but we've been very fortunate at Woonsocket to have Dr. Kelleher as our superintendent for the last 6.5 years. Dr. Kelleher came to Woonsocket right after I did, and it's been my personal and professional pleasure to be associated with her. We're going to miss her. We wish her the best of luck, and I just can't say enough good things about the next speaker. Dr. Kelleher, please.
Dr. Josephine Kelleher will be delivering her farewell address, so to speak, to the graduates. She's leaving Woonsocket at the end of the month, going out to Arizona to pursue a career
Thank you, John.
teaching.
Mayor Menard, Chairman Fortier, Vice Chairman Ward, members of the Woonsocket School Committee, Mr. Caparco, members of the Woonsocket High School administration, teachers, support staff, parents, friends, the band, and members of the class of 1996. And the choir. This is my 6th Woonsocket High School graduation, and my last. As I believe most of you know by now, I'll be leaving Woonsocket at the end of this month to start a new life and a new phase of my career, back in the classroom again after 22 years, teaching science and math. I was asked by a certain co-editor of the Villanovan, you have a 50% chance of guessing which one, Dr. Kelleher, why are you abandoning us? The word took me aback. I don't remember what response I babbled at the time, but let me try to respond now after having had some time to think about it. Abandonment, to my mind, connotes a leaving of someone or someone's in a condition of loss, bereft of the wherewithal to carry on successfully. Nothing could be further from the truth in describing Woonsocket High School students. I have said this before at previous speaking opportunities, and I'll say it again. I have been a teacher and an administrator in 8 different school districts, and I have never experienced a group of young people as fine as those I've been privileged to serve at Woonsocket High School. You young people have a certain spirit, a toughness, a resilience, an ability to pick up and carry on with good humor despite a lot of setbacks. You have a tradition of speaking out, of getting involved in issues, and of caring deeply about each other. I have a theory about one reason why you have acquired those strengths. You have to fight hard to get the things you need for a good education. I've been proud to have fought alongside of you for those things for the last 5.5 years. So, I truly feel, both graduates and underclassmen, that I am not abandoning you. I am leaving you with one last resounding cheer for the great work that you do, that you did before I arrived 5.5 years ago, and that you'll do after I leave. I'd like to highlight 3 of the areas for which I am most proud of you. I want to encourage our graduates to carry these with you to college and to work, and I want to encourage all the underclassmen listening to me to carry on these traditions at Woonsocket High School. The 3 are these: the deep commitment to caring about each other. As I go around the state to principals and superintendents meetings, I'm always very proud of the fact that Woonsocket High School had one of the first human rights squads and the very first Gay-Straight Alliance in Rhode Island Public Schools. These are organizations of young people committed to reach out and help those of us who, for whatever reason, are perceived as different. Different cultures, different ethnic groups, different sexual orientations. Our young people took the leadership role to reach out and say, we are one. despite the fact that the adults may not have given that good a message. A word to underclassmen. Seniors occupy a lot of the positions on those two groups. We need you to step forward and to fill in those leadership positions. The second area, the Villanovan. The aficionados of alliteration, as you can see by the headline this morning. The tradition of finding the important issues to young people, probing those issues, doing the statistics and research at a high level of sophistication, and then writing the reports in an editorial manner that has been compared to the best adult journalism in the state. Carry on that tradition of writing research excellence. And finally, musicianship. Oh, what a joyful sound they make. Underclassmen, get involved with this music department. Don't think that if you don't have a talent, you can't be a member of the department. Mr. Castaldi, Mr. Pluff, and Miss Alves will find a spot for you. It's a joyful group. Get involved. So, goodbye to all and good luck. I'll think of you often. One final thanks to everyone, parents, staff members, school committee members, community, anyone who has supported me in trying to provide the best for these kids. They need you to believe in them. They need you to keep working hard for them. They deserve your love. Goodbye.
There are the remarks made by Superintendent Kelleher, her final remarks for the graduating class, and her final remarks to any graduating class at Woonsocket High School. This is her farewell address. Claudia, she made some nice comments about the Villanovan.
Absolutely, Romeo. She's been a loyal supporter of ours from the start. I feel a little choked up myself today with that
also
final
Dr.
speech.
Kelleher's
Very
graduation.
bittersweet
Let's
for
give
us
her a
as well
good
as for
round
her,
of
I'm
applause.
sure.
Absolutely. Well deserved. A great issue. In fact, the new issue of the Villanovan was distributed this morning here at Barry Field. And I haven't really gone through it yet, but it looks, as usual, like a very
We will miss you, Dr.
fantastic
Kelleher.
issue. Dynamic duo, divergent.
If you give us our address, we'll put you on the mailing list of the Villanovan and send you a subscription.
Dr. Jolin, who could be leaving us.
Before I
soon.
continuing this morning, I would like to introduce several members on the platform who will not be speaking. Dr. Michael Jolin, Assistant Superintendent of Schools. Mr. John Ward, Vice Chairman of the School Committee. Mr. Edward Schmiel, former Principal and School Committee Member. Ms. Deborah Heath, School Committee Member. Mr. Roger Nault, School Committee Member. Mr. Robert Mulcahy, Assistant Principal. Mr. Leo Fontaine of the City Council. Ms. Rita Sweeney of the Business Department. Ms. Patricia Dubois out in the audience, my Assistant Principal. Mr. Dennis Pano, also an Assistant Principal at the high school. Next on the program, the high school vocal ensemble, directed by Mr. Castaldi and Ms. Lisa Alves, will perform Another Bridge to Cross.
Danielle, during Superintendent Kelleher's remarks, she also talked about the music department, and we're going to be hearing a selection from the vocal ensemble in just a moment. You're kind of a musician yourself. What's your analysis of it?
Oh, I think they have a wonderful department, but I want to listen to the choir for a little bit here. Maybe I can come back and talk about them later on.
Okay, that's a good idea.
We meet again, and the words don't come easy when you say goodbye. No one said it was easy when it's time to fly. One more bridge to cross, one more road to Everybody needs a dream, a place to call their own. As the hour draws near, I will say to you, not goodbye, farewell. Let us say adieu. And the words don't come easy when you say goodbye. No one said it was easy. When it's time to part, one more bridge to cross, one more road to wander. Everybody has a dream till we meet again. One more bridge to cross, one more road to wander. Everybody has a dream. One more bridge to
Well, Danielle, now is your chance to do this quick review of the ensemble. They did a great job.
It was a beautiful blend of voices, and I see that there's quite a few seniors in there that will be leaving, but I'm sure we'll have some freshmen coming up to replace the seniors.
Absolutely. Next on the program is the awarding of a very prestigious award, and we're going to let Claudia tell us about that.
Thank you, Romeo. The Teresa Pereira Award is certainly one of the most prestigious awards that the school can give. And before it is given, the principal has the honor of choosing a faculty member who will deliver that award and bestow it upon the two graduating seniors who possess the most spirited attitude toward Woonsocket High School. They more or less personify what Woonsocket High School is all about. This year, Mrs. Sonia Govan will be giving that award. Certainly a veteran teacher of our
10 years ago.
She's been teaching for 35 years. What an
10
accomplishment.
years ago, the practice of having a member of the faculty on stage in order to make a major award presentation and bring you the greetings of the faculty was started. We tried to select a faculty member who has gone above and beyond in and out of the classroom. This year, my choice to make the presentation of the Teresa Pereira Award is Miss Sonia I. Govan, chairperson of the English Department. Mrs. Govan.
Well, as chairman of the English Department, Mrs. Dorado and I certainly are aware of Mrs. Govan's capabilities and her intelligence and certainly her
Honored
qualifications
guests,
to deliver
class
this
of
award.
1996, good morning! I am extremely proud to represent the faculty of Woonsocket High School this morning in presenting the Teresa Pereira Award. This award has been given continuously for over 40 years. Many things have changed in our school and community during these years. Woonsocket itself has changed from a predominantly French-Canadian city to one that is now enriched by cultural and ethnic diversity. Our school also reflects these changes and certainly many more. When I began teaching in Woonsocket 34 years ago, there were no computers, no women's athletic teams, and no talking in the corridors between classes. These things may have changed, but one thing has not: our wonderful student body. We have here in Woonsocket the brightest, the bravest, and the best. We have award-winning athletic teams, a band which continually brings home trophies, and a school newspaper, the Villanovan, without equal anywhere in the state. I have always been proud of being part of the Villanovan family, and I urge you all to keep that pride in your school, your community, and yourselves.
One of the things that we here at Woonsocket High School are most proud of is the Teresa Pereira Award. Teresa Pereira was a member of the class of 1953. She was also the first woman president of the Woonsocket High School Student Council. She personified the real school spirit of Woonsocket High. At every football and baseball game at Barry Field, at every basketball game in our gym, Teresa was present. She was proud of her school and contributed a great deal to it. During the 3 years that she was with us, she helped her fellow students and her teachers. 1 month after she graduated, she gave her life in vain, attempting to rescue a companion swimming with her in Narragansett Bay. Greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friend. In her memory, the Teresa Pereira Awards are made each year to the senior young man and woman who best exemplify the spirit of Teresa and who have contributed the most to Woonsocket High School during their 4 years here. The selection is made by the members of the senior class. This year, I am honored to say the Teresa Pereira Awards are presented to 2 outstanding young people, Chris Lagor and Anita Morris. Congratulations, Chris.
Can I go around or go back?
Whichever you want to go. Thank you all.
I can't think of 2 finer young men and women that would receive this award than Anita Morris and Chris Lagor. Congratulations to both of you. At this time, I'd like to acknowledge other people in the audience that sometimes don't always get the credit and accolades that they deserve. The first, I'd like to ask the members of the professional staff to stand up and take a bow for a job well done. Members of the Woonsocket High School staff, please rise. Without their efforts and hard work, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't have the excellent students that we have. Thank you for a job well done.
As we indicated, Anita Morris and Chris
Also like to thank
getting the
members
awards
of the
this year.
City Council, Mr. Rogers,
job.
Gillette, and other city officials for taking time out of their busy schedules to be part of this important ceremony. Thank you for coming.
Next on the agenda here, next on the program, we will be hearing from the
I
chairman
would
of the
like to
Woonsocket
call
School
forward the
Committee.
chairman of the Woonsocket School Committee, Mr. Dennis Fortier. Mr. Fortier will extend the greetings on behalf of the school committee. Mr. Fortier.
Mr. Fortier himself is a graduate of Woonsocket High School, and here he is addressing the graduates of 96.
Good morning, graduates, class of 1996. Honored guests, administrators, faculty, and all staff members of Woonsocket High School, parents, good morning. Thank you very much. It is a great honor to be speaking at graduation for the first time. Although I have been a member of the school committee for the last 5 years, this is my first as chairman. Of course, I'd like to start by congratulating all the graduates. But first, it's important to pay tribute to your parents, who have offered advice, guidance, and encouragement through the years. Exactly. All the parents should be very proud today. Secondly, I must acknowledge your teachers, not only at the high school, but those who have motivated you throughout your 13 years of schooling. Many people are quick to criticize, but I truly believe that Woonsocket has an outstanding school system with many of the finest and most dedicated teachers anywhere in the state or country. They have done a great job. Finally, I'd like to speak briefly to graduates about choices. 11 years ago, I was sitting right here today. Even though it was the only nighttime graduation and we were sitting in the dark, I was still sitting out there as you are today. I was proud to wear my cap and gown and participate in these exciting ceremonies. But I made a big mistake. I looked at graduation day as the end of my schooling. I was so anxious to enter the work world that I never even considered going further in my education. I admit to you now, 11 years later, that I made the wrong choice. I ask you to learn from my experiences. I fully understand that not everyone can afford to attend a four-year university, although I hope you will investigate all the scholarship and loan possibilities. If a four-year school is not for you, I hope you look at two-year colleges or trade schools. There are many excellent programs not far from home, and I urge you to take a closer look. I can speak to you from the heart on this subject. It took me a long time to realize it, but there's nothing more important than pursuing a higher course of education. I am currently taking 2 or 3 classes a trimester at Johnson & Wales, at night while working my regular job, during the day in property management. With my commitment to the school committee and other activities, this is a grueling schedule. I wish I were seated right where you are now and could make the choice all over again, to go straight to college or trade school. If you have decided not to go on to pursue a course of higher education, then I urge you to attend at least 1 class at a local college at night, until you decide what you want to do with your career. It will not be too late to enroll in college after a year's experience in the work world. But I can tell you that a higher education is critical if you want to land a good job. A Chamber of Commerce in Rhode Island recently conducted a very interesting survey of employers in the region. The results show that employers overwhelmingly felt that most young adults leaving high school are not properly prepared to enter the workplace. The difference between a high school graduate and one with some higher education is enormous. According to this survey, employers today are facing increased pressures to compete in the global marketplace. They need workers who are better prepared to meet the demands of high-skilled and high-wage jobs, and that only comes through higher education. By earning an associate's degree or bachelor's degree, employers fully agree that you are much better prepared to enter the competitive marketplace. Believe me, businesses are looking for educated and skilled workers. You are the greatest assets Woonsocket has, and in Rhode Island. An educated workforce will boost our economy and better our future. Please remember that learning doesn't end here today. Every day we are faced with challenges in technology, whether it's using a gas pump, an ATM machine, or cash register at the supermarket. These are small examples, but they illustrate how rapidly technology is changing. We all must keep learning and adapt to these changes. I encourage all of you to accept the challenge to never stop learning, and good luck in your future endeavors, and again, congratulations on earning your diplomas today.
Remarks by the chair of the Woonsocket School Committee, Dennis Fortier.
Thank you, Mr. Fortier. I would like to introduce to you
Claudia
student has
is going
finished
to tell us
first in the
about
class
the
with
next
a
speaker.
fourth-year grade point average of 97.56 in the accelerated college preparatory curriculum, the valedictorian of the class of 1996, Miss Lynn Ann Reynolds.
Well, as Mr. Caparco has just pointed out, the valedictorian of the class of 1996 is Miss Lynn Reynolds. We not only congratulate her for achieving her average of 97.1, but also her mother and father, Henry and Sandra Reynolds of Aylesworth Avenue. Lynn has been extremely active, not only in academics, but also in extracurriculars during her 4 years at Woonsocket High School. Among them, she was editor-in-chief of the yearbook and captain of the math team. She is planning on attending Providence College and preparing for a career of teaching mathematics.
Kelleher, Superintendent of Schools. Dr. Jolin, Assistant Superintendent of Schools. Mr. Fortier, Chairman of the School Committee. Mr. Ward, Vice Chairman. Other members of the school committee, high school administrators, members of the faculty, relatives, friends, parents of the graduates, and most importantly, the members of the class of 1996. like skiing down the slopes of Loon Mountain with the icy winds in my face on a cold winter day. I like walking down Narragansett Beach on a warm, clear night, listening to waves and looking up at the stars. I love being in love and being loved. I love being happy. What exactly is happiness? If I ask everyone before me today what makes them happy, everyone's answer would be different. Some of us are ecstatic to be graduating, while others of us are shedding tears through the entire ceremony. But when we look back upon our days of school, we see our parents, teachers, and friends with whom we have shared our lives. With these special people, over the years, we have made very precious memories. Some of the memories of school are happy ones. It is the happy ones that are with us forever. Remember the smiling faces of children playing tag at recess, the dreamy feeling of discovering love for the first time. Who could forget those junior high dances, where the boys and girls would stand on opposite ends of the room, nervously talking and trying to build up enough courage to cross the imaginary barrier. Remember wanting our parents to drop us off at the movies as far away from the door as possible, just in case anyone would see us with them. Total humiliation. Homecoming, a week full of spirit, the making of banners, pep rallies, and flying eggs. Sorry, Arsenault. Some of us will remember the feeling of pride of winning the big game. Remember how privileged and grown up we felt, getting all decked out and riding in a limo to the prom, with regrets that the last song was over. All the memories of school we made will be with us for a lifetime. Smile when you think of them. Do not be sad that they are gone. Do not be scared of change. It is one of the only things in life that is inevitable, so therefore it is a comfort. Do not resist it, but welcome it. Change brings growth, development, and maturity. It makes us stronger people. Remember that nothing lasts forever. Now it is time to let go and look to the future, whether it be college, the military, or the workforce. Find happiness. The key is in yourself. Success in life is not based on how many fancy cars you own or how much money you have in the bank. The happiest people don't necessarily have the best of everything, they just make the best of everything. Look for the good and not the bad in everyone and everything. Be thankful for what you have. Do not dwell on what you do not have. Love what you do and feel that it matters. It really does matter. Remember who you are and know where you are going. Set goals and achieve them. No matter what your past may have been, your future is yours. Follow your dreams and make them become a reality. As me son Ellis says, I wish you happiness and peace and success every day of your life. I hope every day of your life is filled with laughter and no regrets or tears. I know all your days will not be filled with joyous success, but there will be sorrows and pains for you to bear. So I wish you most of all courage and strength through the stormy days, wisdom to remember the joyous days of yesterday, and to know that there are many more to come. Today is only today, not yesterday or tomorrow. And so, my friends, I wish you love. Congratulations, class of 1996.
And as Lynn Moreno finishes up her speech, we see members of the class of 96 standing, recognizing a fellow classman. This was definitely a speech that encouraged the graduates and also asked them to define for themselves what happiness is and to remember the good times. Because Lynn is the valedictorian of the class, she has also won the Burnham Family Foundation Award, which allots $1,500
Our next
to the winner.
speaker is the Chief Executive of the great city of Woonsocket, Mayor Susan D. Menard.
And now, Mayor Menard.
Dr. Kelleher, Dr. Jolin, members of the school committee, members of the city council, administrators, principals, staff, parents, grandparents, and relatives and friends of the graduates, and you, the graduates of the class of 1996, welcome.
This is my 15th Woonsocket High School graduation. I have attended as a member of the school committee, and I have attended as a member of the city council. But I cannot tell you how honored and proud I am to be here today as your mayor. First, let me congratulate you on the successful completion of your studies at Woonsocket Senior High School. Although I am sure you have yet to give it a great deal of thought, your graduation will definitely influence the future of our country. As you gain the freedom to make choices, you will, and your contemporaries throughout this nation, determine how and where this country goes in the years to come. One of your obligations is to acknowledge that freedom, because with freedom comes responsibilities, and the greater the freedom, the greater the challenge. A number of decades ago, a young President, John F. Kennedy, told this nation to ask not what your country can do for you, but to ask what you can do for your country. We have a great responsibility as Americans to strive to advance mankind's impact on issues including education, science, public health, and peace in our world. What we cannot allow to happen is that we become territorial in our actions, for the problems of today are global in impact, from air pollution to civil wars to public health. Worldwide problems respect no country's boundaries. In closing, I would like to leave you with 3 thoughts. First, keep faith in America. The America that is more the ideal and the idea than it is the land and its borders. The concept of America, in essence, is the belief in the sacred worth of every individual, as well as the value of civil liberties, truth, and justice. Second, whether you go on to higher education or follow some other path, that you get involved in issues which seek to right social wrongs in our society. There is no question that it is more difficult to get involved in the issues affecting mankind. However, not to become involved will deny you the great satisfaction of achievement and of having made a contribution to our society. Last, do not equate success with financial rewards, but search for ideals which bring you satisfaction and inner peace. Be proud of who you are and what you do. But most important, it's a big, wide, wonderful world out there, and you can become and do whatever you want. Please, when you make that choice, do it to your fullest, and please be happy doing it. Again, congratulations to the class of 1996. Best wishes for an enjoyable day, and please drive carefully today and tonight. Don't let this wonderful celebration be marred by a foolish tragedy. Good luck and God bless.
As Mayor Susan Menard, first female mayor of Woonsocket, she reiterates Len Reno's speech of making choices that satisfy you and your dreams. Claudia.
Before the awarding of diplomas, I would like to say the following. This ceremony today is a very meaningful one for the young men and women.
Certainly, a departure from some of the other speeches today. It dealt with patriotism. We don't hear too much about it at graduation day, but certainly something that young graduates should carry away with them, a sense of who they are, what their country stands for, and some ideals to shoot for in the future.
Please do not come forward in front of the podium for pictures. Also, teachers have been asked to assist in keeping the aisles between the graduates clear. Your cooperation will be greatly appreciated and will ensure that the ceremony will be able to be appreciated and cherished by the commencement exercises.
Just a few moments, we will begin the awarding.
Having completed all the academic requirements for graduation from Woonsocket High School, I present to you for the awarding of diplomas the class of 1996.
Yes, that's it now, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, let's do that.
John, you're standing up, right?
Lou? They'll pass you the diploma. Pamela Jean Thibodeau. Amy Jean Lafreniere. Cindy Nunes Morera. Nicole Renee Auclair. Megan Lynn Myatt. Jennifer Christy Heyman. Tammy Lee Ross. Samantha Catherine Furland. Janine Cecile Bourget. Jill Marie Lamro. Sarah Jane Glode. Michael Patrick Kane. Raymond Arthur Boyes. Christopher Raymond McCollum. Timothy Daniel Gerard. Eric Keith Hawkins. Stephen David Alvin. Stephen John Therian. Melvin R. Rodriguez. Chansimone Ithinason. Pupan Sayapath. Michael Donald St. Germain. Samuel Nevado. Nelson Luca. Jared Roy Recor. Raymond R. Lambert. Troy Lucian Zapata. Todd R. Goby. Craig Philip Morin. Callie Jane McCutcheon. Christina Lee Pelham. Kaylee J. Stone. Christine Mathewson. Vinpong T. Lee. Amy Marie Hardy. Sandra Georges. Melissa Ann Bryn. Kanika Suwintong. Toli Sansavan. Busu T. Montavansa. Chetsavang Sesapang. Aldea Leah Yansky. Lisa Marie Johnson. Falcom Bupanpan. Vutipan Sesavang. Dara Isime, Sufin Andy Setafat, John Tai Sesavang, Dupat Sponson, Kek KK IC Sansak. Good job, buddy. Michael Joseph Beauvais, Edward Jason Lescavo, Kevin Edward Breen, Jeffrey Maurice Boudreau, Jeremy Joseph Fontaine, Justin Richard Canoia, David Norman Menard, Deanna Michelle Hodel, Keota and Papansak, Sophia Lopez, Keck Champalot, Anita Simmons Morris, Moima J. Gaga, Marissa Ann Rockio DeSalvo, Andrea Nicole Nichols, Aaron Lynn Burns, Erica Lynn Lavalle, Kristen Marie Camara, Erin Lynn Almeida, Stephanie Marie Beauclair, Deborah Elizabeth Gordon, Jason Amar Cole, Stephen Christopher LaHouse, Neil Roger Fontaine, Michael Francis DeCesare, Jeffrey Richard Dizio, Timothy Edward Roy, Raymond Alphonse Mayu III, Lee David Thopp, John Philip Messier, Jason Daniel Pouliot, Timothy Ron Hino, Timothy James Goulet. Good job. Keith Michael Barad, Kenneth Robert Latai Jr., Jessica H. Young, Melissa M. Pouland, Kelly L. Turcott, Jennifer L. Loxam, Kristen R. Jellica, Kerry J. Jellica, Sarah Nicole Burke, Lori Beth Kutu, Jessica Ann Zarigny, Laura Jean Hebert, Jessica Renee Scambato. Heather Joyce Richards. Jennifer Catherine Lanaway. Sherry Lynn Precourt. Eric Michael Lapine. Eric Michael LaRue. Michael M. Jadeo. Jeremy Daniel Hardy. Mark Joseph Damaris. Michael Renee Demers. Jason Eric Forcier. Jason Roger Hero. Wilfred Bertrand DeRosia. Eric Edward Richardson. Benjamin Santana Jr. Damian Victor White. Mark Michael Durand. Scott Rondu Ballou. Patricia Patton. Anissa Lee Ford. Melissa D. Jacob. Kelly Lynn Hampson. Jennifer Lee Golan. Paula Christine Olivia. Sabrina Ann Hardy. Debbie Lynn Jarry. Tracy Lynn Gamache. Jessica Eileen La Liberty. Michelle Diane LeBlanc. Jessica Lynn Lacaire. Chantel Lanois. Lisette Rosario. Christopher Robert DeRosia. Ryan David Theroux. Jamie Allen Blanchett. Robert Bruce Shaw. Gabriel Virgil Zamfir. Arthur Briere. Dennis Richard Barbary. Timothy Raymond Pinsence. Good job, Tim. Paulo Jose Costa. Maxwell U.J. Totome. Mario Louis Curette. Hatsune C. Sandara. Felix A. Colon. Edward O. Shari O'Mary. Becky Lynn Alstrom. Kelly Joe Trudell. Samantha Ann Desjardins. Moipath Tansabang. Janelle Nicole Hill. Naylon Audrey Dunbar. Christine Marie Malbuff. Bonnie Jean Nichols. Congratulations. Maritza Agresso. Jessica Valentine. Roberta Ann Paul. Kelly L. Allard. Robin Ann Poirier. Dawn Ann Hurst. Eric John Sharon. Gregory Austin Abramic. Aaron Lucian Bebo. Christopher Legore. Kevin Ronald Bosquet. Christopher Michael Bissonette. Jason Benavides Miranda. Joshua James Tripodi. Alan Paul Patris Jr. Alexandro Burgos. Michael Carlo Canoia. Camille Michael Saji. Michael Ian Snedeker. Kevin Frappier. Christine Marie Lozo. Sumali Vosansai. Jennifer Lee Izowski. Melanie Starr Finbo. I'll announce it again. Melanie Starr Finbo. Bobby Ann Ozanian. Jessica Helene Woodmansey. Kelly Ann Plant. Tamika L. Scurry. Shanta Veronica Owens. Den Eden Vustam. Amy Lynn Desjardins. Denise Renee Tondro. Nicole Irene Tondro. Tracy Ann LaPierre. Alan John Lucier. Matthew Brian McCauley. Jason Dennis Moss. Michael Dennis Plant. George Anthony Sturgis. Matthew Dennis Arsenault. Michael Edward Berry. Christopher Gerald LaFord. Nicholas Michael Agrella. Stephen Joseph LaForce. Joel Donald Benoit. Ronald Raymond Cutro. Joshua Anthony DeStefano. Keith Robert Doucette. Christy Carol Bouillard. Jillian Ruth Minutelli. Stacy Lynn Wazerbach. Melissa Sue Triapsik. Jennifer Ann Forget. Kelly Lynn Lalavamodia. Melissa Angel Harris. Tricia Massey. Lorianne Elizabeth Sloan. Bobby Lynn Collard. Erica Kathleen Wood. Cheryl Ann Lemieux. Rita Suzanne Lemaire. Brenda Liz Ayala. Dominic Joseph Azara. Jason Richard Lucier. Christopher Lee Ford. Zeke Adam Fortier. Zachary Paul Smith. Matthew Philip LeBrake. Jeffrey Charles Allard. Hamilton F. Gibson. Timothy Ronnie Reno. Kevin James Canoia. Micah Raymond Garapi. Brad Michael Hazinski. Roger Arthur LaPlante. James Robert Porter. Christy R. Simmons. Ratsume N. Internasangse. Sandara Pupe Ponsavang. Linda Padavang. Kelly Sue Latai. Amy Ann Falcione. Sherry Lynn Balajon. Jessica Lauren Kidwell. Stacy Renee Raycroft. Kimberly Ann Grant. Bethany Nicole Golden. Sasha Ty Doonan. Jennifer Lee Shilcock. Tammy Claire Lemire. Godfrey Doobie Miller. Manomai Petsatavang. Kevin Jeffrey Bates. John Paul Boucher. Siddhasak Trivasakrak. Villa Hack Titi Patsamandvang. Philip Jose Torres. Stacy Lynn Cullerton. Erin Linnea Ann Scott. Carrie Ann Chase Chassie. Wendy. Holly Gretchen Briggs. Heather Lynn Normanton. Janina Yaviga Galloway. Robin Ann Leach. Lisa Ann Hanfield. Karen Ann Bodwell. Tisha Nichols Evans. Candy Jamie Vermeulen. Lynn Ann Reno. Ann Christine Miguel. Bobby Joe Nelligan. Erin Elizabeth Rison. Luz Demers Valentine. Rebecca Perez. Karina Christina Olet. Lato Pelham. Alyssa Erin Sweetman. Jessica Lynn Fontaine. Jessica Mary Sanchez Brown. Tara Lee Brian. Jennifer Ann Macon. Susie Tavares. Emily Anna LeBrun. Candace Rosalind Ayeda. Thea. Corinne Marie Dutremble. Sarah Ann Williams. Tanya Jean Spurka. Bridget Rose Flaherty. Blaine Eva Dowdy. Heather Lynn Reynolds. Michelle Christine Coling. Amy Lee LaCroix. Jennifer Rose Gentes. Melanie Susan Robin. Lisa Marie Harrington. Summer Angela Laprade. Melissa Lynn Saint-Savant. Rosalind Russell. Roseanne Russell. Sukni Kai. Jessica Ann Fernandez. Katie Jean Charpentier. Christine Marie Munford.
And as the class of 1996 joins the long list of 121 other classes before them, We see that parents and friends are hugging one another, a little tearful. Mr. Capaco is about ready to have them turn their tassels, which signifies that they are truly alumni of Woonsocket High School.
I have to say, Claudia, this is definitely one of the more spirited classes we've seen graduate. You can hear them behind us, and those beach balls are flying, and they're a very happy class now.
Can I have your attention again, please? Please
Here's
sit
Mr.
down.
Capaco.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to call Mayor Menard back to the podium for two very special awards. Mayor Menard.
I'd like to be the first to congratulate the class of 1996,
And here's Mayor Menard.
and especially congratulate the parents of the class of 1996. You should all rise for... If I could, I'd like to call up the valedictorian of the class of 1996, Lynn Ann Reno. And with her, the salutatorian of the class of 1996, Christine Marie Malba. As the valedictorian and the salutatorian of the class of 1996, I would like to present these proclamations to these very honored young women, and if I may, I'd like to read them. Know all persons by these present that I, Susan D. Menard, Mayor of the City of Woonsocket, Rhode Island, by the power vested in me, do hereby proclaim Friday, June 7th, 1996, as Lynn Ann Reno Day and Christine Marie Malbuck Day, for having earned the distinction as the 1996 Woonsocket High School valedictorian and salutatorian, and by attaining a grade point average for Lynn of 97.1 and for Christine of 96.22 in the Accelerated College Preparatory Program. In witness whereof, I hereby set my seal the 7th day of June, 1996. Congratulations, Lynn.
And there's Mayor Menard honoring the salutatorian and the valedictorian, Christine Malbuck and Lynn Reno, respectively.
Thank you, Mayor Menard.
Mr. Capaco back at the mic. We'll be hearing from the president of the class very shortly.
Will the graduates of the class of 1996 please stand? Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present to you the class of 1996.
Well, it may be Lynn Reno and Christine Malbuck's day, but I think it's just about every graduate's day today. And speaking of having a day named after you, Danielle, what would you do if today were Danielle Dorado Day?
Sit home and bask in the sun.
Give me a towel, I stay in a
At
swimming
this
pool.
time, I would like to present to you the Woonsocket High School Jazz Ensemble will perform the class song, Don't You Forget About Me.
And now the
Music
class
and music
song,
by Keith
Don't
Dorsey
Forget
and
About Me.
Steve Sheff. Student arranger for this presentation is Timothy Daniel Gerard.
Won't you come see about me? I'll be alone dancing call my name or walk on by, rain keeps falling, the rain keeps falling down. Don't you try and pretend it's my feeling will win in the end. I won't harm you or touch your defenses, vanity, insecurity. Don't you forget about me, I'll be alone, dancing, you know it, baby. Don't you take you apart, I put us back together at heart, baby. Don't forget about me. Oh, no, don't you forget about me. Oh, my, oh, will you call my name as you walk on by? Will you call my name when you walk away? Or when you walk away? Will you walk on by? Come and call my name. Will you call my name? I say ooh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la. Oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la, la 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 la, oh la 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 la, oh la 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 la. And how could we forget about them after that song? I don't see a graduate seated. They're all swaying and clapping and singing along with the class song. It has to be one of the most spirited class songs I've ever witnessed.
Absolutely, and the audience is spirited right along with them. They've got them going too. What a wonderful rendition. You know, I believe that song came out around the time I graduated, which was a few years ago.
A few remarks. Making a few brief remarks on behalf of the students in the class is Class President, Miss Erin Scott.
Here's Erin Scott. She's the class president, and she'll be making some closing remarks to the class.
Well, good morning to Mayor Menard, Dr. Kelleher, the Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Jolin, Assistant Superintendent of Schools, Mr. Fortier, the Chairman of the Woonsocket School Committee, Mr. Ward, the Vice Chairman, the other members of the school committee, high school administrators, members of the faculty, relatives, friends, parents of the graduates, and finally, the members of the graduating class of 1996. So first of all, I would like to thank everyone for joining us here today for this very important event. So important because, as it was so adequately put on Class Day, we are a class of survivors. And considering how much we've been through, as I was contemplating this speech, I was trying so hard to think of what our class represents. I was thinking everything from birds and flowers to streams flowing on a rocky riverbed into the vast ocean. But still, after all of this, nothing seemed appropriate. And then I realized that there weren't any analogies or short stories that could compare to what we've been through. Because what we have experienced is not a story. It is real life. And I know you're thinking real life out in the cruel, competitive world of college and job hunting. True, that is real life. But also, think back to the first grade when you were learning how to spell small, simple, three-letter words. It may seem, silly and unimportant now, but at that time, it was an obstacle that once accomplished, we couldn't have been more proud. That was also real life. So the little lesson I have to sneak in here that John's mom said to me once is to take life as it comes, day by day. For every long journey has to start with just one step. Now, I wish I could tell you that your life will be easy, but that is something that I just cannot do. For we will face many hardships in the future. But no matter what happens, we can always stand tall, because no one can take this moment away from us. This is our time, a time to be proud of the experience and the education that we have received at Woonsocket High School. I'm sure that we will go all our separate ways, but it doesn't matter if we don't end up together, because the friendships and the memories that we have made here are those that will last us a lifetime. Thank you. That was Erin Scott saying goodbye
Thank
to the
you,
class of
Erin.
1996.
Couple of announcements.
And Mr. Capazzo,
I have found a
just
set
few
of
announcements.
keys.
So graduation
Anyone that lost
day
a set of keys,
1996 is
they
just
have a
about
dust
over.
floating on them. Please see me after the ceremony. Announcement, we also have a child, Samantha, lost child. So,
With that announcement of the lost child, maybe we should just hold on to her. She'll be graduating sooner or later. Just keep on trucking with her.
recognizing everyone that assists in Senior Week is a monumental task. And I'd like to also thank Mr. George Lockacheur, Senior Class Advisor. Mr. Maloney,
Danielle, no
Department
graduation
Chair of
day is
Guidance.
accomplished by one person alone. It certainly
Mrs.
takes a whole
Govan
troop of people
for
behind
presenting
the
the
scenes,
Pereira
in
Award.
front of the scenes, ranging from the
Mr. Vachon
janitorial
for
staff,
assisting with
to
all the
faculty
diplomas
members, to
coming on the
parents,
stage.
to kids, just about everybody involved. And this is the time
The
of the
junior
ceremony that
marshals and
Mr.
their
Capaccio
advisor, Mr.
takes the
Gagnon.
opportunity to thank all of those people who had some role to play in
Ms.
today's
Rita
festivities.
Sweeney, Ms.
Absolutely,
Marion
Claudia.
Devine, Mrs. Jane Crawley for the efficient diploma presentation and organization that makes the ceremony go so well. Mr. William Perillo, Facilities Director, and his very fine maintenance staff. Mr. Ed Egan, Head Custodian at Woonsocket High School, and his outstanding staff of custodians.
Mr.
My
Capaccio
assistant
thanking
principal,
everybody
Mrs.
for
Dubois,
a very
Mr.
successful
Mulcahy, Mr.
graduation
Pono.
day here at Barry Field.
My high school secretarial staff, especially Mrs. Graham, for all her hard work.
You know,
It's been a
Danielle,
very
things seem
frustrating week
strangely
for all of us.
quiet. Maybe the reality of
endured
what
the
just
whole
happened
thing.
to them has finally
And many
started
other
to sink
faculty
in.
and staff
I don't
members,
see any
the list
silly
is long,
string,
it
no
goes on and
bubbles,
on,
no
to help
flying
make
beach
this day
balls.
possible.
This must be a very
Somebody I'd like to
reflective
thank
moment for some.
very much too is
Certainly
Mr. Tim
a
Roy
time when
of
you're
the
thinking
graduating class.
that you
He was
probably
always there
never
to take
see
the
some of the
pictures.
people that
He's
you've
always
spent the past
volunteering
12 years
his time
with
to
again.
do something. Take a bow,
That's
Tim.
right, Claudia.
Look at the beautiful
All of a
hat
sudden, the
he's got.
realization is hitting them, and this is the last time the class of 1996 will be together.
I would like to ask the guests to please remain seated until the graduates have filed out. Thank you for your cooperation. Mr. Casale.
And now they're showing a little bit of enthusiasm as they stand up, getting ready to end their high school careers now, marching on into the future. Well, Claudia, I'd like to thank you very much for being a part of graduation exercises here at Barry Field.
It's always a pleasure to be here on this great day. It's one of the best days of the whole school year, not only because it's a day out of the classroom, but because as a teacher you get a little bit of satisfaction knowing that you've affected someone's life enough to make them graduate from high school. And while they're leaving the field, we want to wish the class of 1996 every happiness in their future endeavors, and we invite all of them to come back and visit the old homestead at 777 Cass Avenue. I certainly would be glad to see a few of them. I'm sure you would too, Mrs. Dorado.
Absolutely, Claudia. I must admit that I had a few smiles for some of those graduates as they were walking down the stairs, knowing what they went through to get to this point. Well, I guess that wraps things up here for
graduation exercises for Woonsocket High School, 1996. I'm Danielle Dorado.
And I'm Claudia Egan. And before we go, I just want to thank my husband, Kevin, for having the foresight to take these wonderful beach umbrellas out for us. Without them, I think Danielle and I would have been a pool of perspiration by now.
Thank you very much, Claudia. Have a great day, and congratulations to the class of 1996.